guys, welcome back. It's me, Stephanie, and I'm laughing because I recorded this video and I rewatched it and I was like, oh, you look so tired and you sound so out of breath. And I'm like, yeah, I'm 30 plus weeks pregnant. Mama could use a nap. Anyway, let's talk about money. Today, I'm just going to give you the report from what happened in December. December was not a great month when it comes to debt. So just to give you like the Reader's Digest version of our story, our situation, we are a one-income household. My husband works as a nurse. The additional income that we use to put towards debt comes from his overtime. We also write into our monthly budget $1,000 to put towards debt in addition to our minimum payments. So for the month of December, we had quite a few unexpected expenses and I added it all up. And we spent $1,648.33 on unexpected or unusual expenses. So let me just break this down for you and you'll see why we only made the minimum payments this month. The first reason that we didn't have any additional debt snowball payments is because my husband did not get any overtime for this month. His overtime is not consistent. Sometimes there's tons of overtime for him to pick up. Other times there's not. For the month of December, we were gone for a whole week. Plus, there just wasn't very much overtime at the hospital for him to pick up. So we didn't get that like big chunk of overtime money that we love for debt. And so that is reason number one that we didn't have anything extra to put towards debt or to soften the blow of some of these unexpected expenses. Number two is I overspent on Christmas. We had budgeted $300 and without giving you all of the gory details, I overspent and we spent $538.52. I did most of our Christmas shopping with Black Friday sales and I was set. I was like, we've got this. And then people started asking my son, what do you want for Christmas? You know, what is he telling Santa Claus? Well, he told Santa Claus and everybody in his life that the one thing that he wanted was a motorcycle bike with training wheels. We did not get that. Mama missed the memo on that. And, you know, it just ate at me every time I'd hear him say that. And 2 days before Christmas, I was like, I can't have a 4-year-old wake up and wonder why there's not a bike under the tree. So I went to Walmart 2 days before Christmas. Yes, it was a madhouse. And we just spent the $80 on the bike. You know, we just did it. Also, it was my daughter's birthday on Christmas Eve and I started to have a little bit of mom guilt that I hadn't really like gone to a lot of work for like a big party or like special presents. And then I was like, oh, maybe we need a couple stocking stuffers. And I just let all of those false messages get to me and my head and my pride. And so I overspent in that area as well. And I think that's about it. So we had budgeted $300 and then we spent $538. So we spent $238.52. Okay, so the second category that we overspent on was medical. We had $750.98 worth of medical expenses. We plan every month to pay a little bit towards my pregnancy. However, I walked into one of my appointments and they're like, would you like to make your $191 payment? And I was like, absolutely, I would. Lie. So I paid it. I paid the $191. I thought that insurance was still working through that payment. They weren't. That's what I owed. Whatever. Then I had to see the diabetes counselor because I have gestational diabetes. I get it every pregnancy. And that was another payment. I thought it was just going to be a $45 copay. And they're like, all right, that'll be $141 with your discount. And I'm like, oh, what a steal. What a great price. Actually, the diabetes educator was phenomenal, but still, I was not planning to go pay $141 for that visit. My husband had to go to the ER. Do you want to know how much his bill was? It was $10,000. He had an infection in his intestine, and they had to do a CT scan, and they, of course, had to, do a bunch of hoopla to figure out what was wrong with him. Thankfully, it was just an infection. Could have been a lot worse, but because he's a nurse and we have insurance through the hospital that he went to, and we paid that day, we got an additional discount. It was still $225 plus $15 for medication. So again, expenses. And then my son got strep throat, $45 copay, $45 follow-up, and then we had a few other little like trips to Walgreens for medication and comfort measures, and I totally had my hips go out of place, which happens to me during pregnancy, and I needed some canes, and that was $50. And so all in all, we spent $750.98 on unexpected medical emergencies. We're really hoping that that doesn't happen next month. I'm not leaving my house, and I'm going to wash my hands 17,000 times a day, and I'm going to take a lot of vitamin D and try to boost our immune systems with a lot of yoga and tea and oils and anything else that the internet says might improve our immune systems. Okay, the final category is just like random expenses, and so I'm not going to bore you with, oh, why didn't you know that your pest control company was going to charge you $109.99? Oh, well, because we just didn't know that it was going to be coming due in December. Now we know. Knowledge is power. So now we know how many times a year we have to pay it, so we can figure out what months they're going to charge us for that. We had like an $80 parking ticket at the airport that we were not planning to have to pay that much. We knew that we'd have to pay a little bit for parking, but we parked in a different lot, and it ended up being $80 for us to park there. We had some holiday parties that we bought food for that I lumped into that, like just things that were kind of our fault because of not planning ahead. And then we also got a bill for our irrigation district for $104.97 that we didn't know we were going to be getting. We've lived in this house for about a year, so this was kind of like a new surprise bill. Now we know for next December that we will have to budget in $104.97, and I think we have to budget it again in 6 months. So June or July we'll have that bill again. So all in all, we're looking at $1,648.33 spent. It hurts. I would have loved to put that towards debt because that would only leave us with like $2,500 left on our car. But unfortunately, we did not do anything extra for our car. We're really hoping to have that car paid off by the time the baby comes, which is due March 7th. Thankfully, my husband is getting tons of overtime in January and February. So even without overtime, after we've ran the numbers through January, if I stick to the grocery budget and nobody needs to go to the ER, and we don't have anything crazy come up, then we will be able to put $1,939.50 towards debt in addition to the minimum payments. So that should be super awesome and exciting. We'll also be able to refill our emergency fund, which we had to use to cover some additional expenses when we had our carpet installed in November. So we're still refilling that account. And then if my husband gets overtime, we'll be able to put even more money towards debt. And so we've got like around $4,000, a little under $4,000 left on our car. So with that $2,000 payment in January and then whatever we're able to put towards in February, I think we're going to have our car paid off. That thing has been the biggest headache and buyer's remorse that we have ever experienced. I could do a whole video about what happened to us the first time we went to a car lot. 5 years later and a lot of $439 payments later, we will own our car that now has 127,000 miles on it. But it is beautiful. And overkill for our needs. Lessons learned. So that is December. We're really going to stick to our budget in January. I will be doing my weekly reports on Monday. Money Monday. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you'll subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you in my next video. I don't know what this is. I'll see you in my next video about money on Monday.